Everybody, thank y'all for joining us here with Mama J, Jocasta Odom from Big Brother 16. What's up, girl?
What's up? What's going on?
Not much, not much. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Mama J in the house. What?
Yeah.
What?
I love it.
Yeah, I love it. Your diary room sessions were they set the bar very high. Your DR sessions were amazing. So.
What? Okay.
What? Have you seen any of your stuff? Have you seen any of your stuff?
The only thing that I've seen so far was the crickets, because everybody come up to me and be like, crickets. Exactly. So I was like, what's going on? And my sister, she hit me up and was like, you gotta watch this. You have to see it. And so when I saw it, I was like cracking up. I remember doing it, but I didn't know it was that funny, you know?
Yeah, it was hysterical. There's
so
plenty.
Good.
What
so
are they called? Are they GIFs? GIFs or GIFs? I'm stupid.
GIFs?
Yeah,
GIFs.
There's GIFs.
GIFs.
There are so many out there of you doing funny things. Like you need to get people share the funny ones with you or put them on our Twitter. There's some hysterical things out there.
Yeah.
So you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. But anyway, Jocasta, hey, let's get started. Let's kind of rewind all the way back to. I want you to kind of tell McCrae and I and everybody watching how you became aware of the TV show Big Brother, how you became in the casting process, and basically walk us through that. Take us all the way up from the time you became aware of Big Brother, from the time you walked into the house.
I became aware of Big Brother. I was actually in college with my roommate Nikki, and Nikki said you have to watch this show. You know, it's a lot of backstabbing and manipulating and lying. And I was like, what? And she was like, girl, it's good. So I really literally started watching, and since everybody knows I'm 34, you know that was a long time ago. Woo! So I've been watching since I was in college. And then when I got married, I was trying to get my husband to start watching it, and he kind of sort of liked it. But then my aunt is like a super, super duper ooper fan, and her and I watch it together now. And I actually didn't even tell her, hey, you know what? I'm going to be on Big Brother. So I kept that so that
it's like the best.
You know? But I literally posted my video on CBS.com, and hey, it was all she wrote from there. And when I got the call, I was like, yes! So, I mean, I was just me. Literally, the diary me is like all day, every day. But me in the Big Brother house, how I had to actually change my strategy is totally a person that has self-control. And I literally am proud of myself, because your girl does not have self-control all the time. It took a lot.
What was your strategy going into the house, and how did it change from your strategy while you were in the house?
Going in the house, I was all for, okay, you know what? I'm going to go in. I'm actually going to be the social butterfly that I usually am. I'm going to just be outspoken and just really win people by being funny. Social game, and I'm literally going to win competitions and not be nervous. And you know, I literally thought this was going to happen, and I brought in a ring because I was like, I'm going to get somebody to trust me by this ring some guy gave me back in college. I didn't care about the ring, so I was like, I'm going to give somebody this ring, and I'm going to trick them with that and be like, if they feel it, take it, keep it, I don't care. And literally walking out the door, my mom said, can you not go in there lying? And I was like, it's really called Big Brother the Lying Game. Like, did you not know that, Mommy? And she was like, can you please not do it? You can figure it out. You can figure it out. Don't get in there lying, manipulating, all this stuff. And so I told her, you know what? As far as it will get me, I will try to do just that for you. And I was like, oh, why did I tell her that? You know, because literally all I was thinking in my mind, like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? But when I stepped foot in the house, I immediately, I was definitely an outsider. And I was like, how the heck am I going to get these people to play this game with me? You know? So, and that's how Donnie and I both felt together. I think it was like day 18. Yeah. We looked at each other in the backyard, and we would like kind of talk in between our teeth, and he was like, I think we gotta play this game now. We're gonna have to play it together. And I was like, yeah, we gonna have to play the game together. So I mean, because we were like, we all we have, you know, we're all we have. And he was like, you're getting into them, you're getting to their hearts. Keep doing that. And I said, yeah, that's the only thing I can get right now is I'm nurturing them, getting at their hearts, making them feel really bad about doing things to me. Then, you know what, I probably can make it further than I think, you know.
Okay. Was there ever a time where you thought that not lying was hurting your game, and was there a time where you knew you would have to stop being the honest Jocasta and start playing what we know as Big Brother, like you say, the lying, manipulating, backstabbing? Was there a time that you're going to kick it on?
Okay, so basically, the week where I was put up, when Nicole put me up and I actually went home, was the time when I had a one-on-one with self, of course, and I was like, okay, here's the deal. You get yourself through this, now we're at the halfway point, and you got to turn up for real, you know. Yeah. Turn down for what? Like, so I was like, and then it's do or die, because I'm cool with it. I knew jury was coming through, so I was like, it's do or die. I'm going to come in just blazing. I'm going to call out everybody. I'm going to really take my self-control and put it to the side. So once I went to Victoria, she's like, oh, you got my vote. I went to her so many times asking her that. Went to Derrick, went to Cody. Like, everybody's like, oh, you didn't campaign. Yes, I did. You just did not see that. What people don't understand is sometimes you don't see everything. I don't care if you're on live, you just do not see everything. So
we stress that all the time on this show. We always stress that. It's like the fishies go up, like live feeders don't see everything. Like there's so many times where people have like moments, there's cameras not on every single person in the house. I mean, like we stress that, like the live feeders do not see everything. Like you could watch it 24/7, you still won't see it all. Like, and even the people that live in the house don't see it all. You know, it's all fractions. So, I'm sure you campaign.
Yeah, so people really think I'm like, literally, I was in the shower. Victoria was in the HOH room with me. I was in the shower. She was in the shower. And I was like, so what's the deal? Tomorrow I got your vote or whatever. Once I kind of seen, like, the whole, how it was coming together, I was like, oh, crap. I'm going home. I knew I was going home. Nobody told me I was going home. I knew I was going home. So I told Donnie, look, I'm going home, so that he would not vote for me, because I was like, they're already like, let's get Jocasta and Donnie out. So I needed him to not vote for me, so they'll think, oh wait, I don't really think they're together, you know. But it didn't turn out that way, the way that I perceived it to be. But when they said, oh, you know, when Julie came up and she was like, it's double eviction, I was like, okay. She was like, the first person going to jury. I was like, okay. And then she was like, oh, but you got a chance to come back in. I was like, dang. I was going to go out the house, the diary room, Jocasta. Like, I was going to grab my bags and be like, okay, he's doing this, she's doing that, he's doing this, he's doing that. Because that's what I wanted to do. But I did not. Once again, game changes, fans, day by day, week by week. I couldn't walk out doing all of that, because I had a chance to come back in the house. You don't want to burn a bridge that you got to walk back over. So I had to go out just like, okay, it's cool. You know?
Very, very smart.
And that's why when I was when we were had a chance to come back in from jury, that's why I was like freaking determined, and my face was like, because I wanted to come back in and just be straight up shutting them down, like no lie. And that's on a day-to-day basis. But I knew that I had to bring the Jocasta that'll get you towed down a notch, like 360 down. So it is what it is. You got to play the game that's going to get you the furthest.
Absolutely.
And absolutely, everyone.
You said you wanted to call people out. What alliances were you aware of in the house before you left? Or like, who did you see working together, and what was your what were you aware of in the house at the time of your eviction?
Well, I definitely knew that the bomb squad existed. I knew that Christine and Cody and, you know, that whole ordeal that she thought she was in on with, I guess, Cody and Derrick. What else? I knew about Derrick week 2. The press, that's all I got, press questions. Like Jocasta, you figured it out week 2. We wondered why you didn't say anything. Week 2, you knew Derrick was doing all this, and you never said nothing. And I was like, once again, if I found out week 2, that means Paola wouldn't have went home. I would have went home.
Yeah,
you gotta
exactly.
Think things through. You have to definitely think it through. And every time I try to figure out ways to do things, like I pulled Nicole to the side, got ready to try to talk to her to try to see if Nicole would be team Jocasta and Nicole, and she was always bringing up Christine, and I wanted to tell her, Christine, she doesn't care for you like that. Like, she will stab you in the back as soon as she gets a chance, but I didn't get to do that because she would bring it up, and I'll be like, okay, if I tell Nicole, Nicole's going to go to tell Christine, and I'm still going to not be where I need to be. Like another thing, me, Amber, and Brittany, when we got together to work together, and Amber had burned that bridge with Caleb, and we were telling her, go take one for the freaking team because we were together. You know, I don't know if people even saw that, but we were like, okay, it's the 3 of us. We need these other girls, but they're not coming in on it. You know, nothing we can do. So, yeah, we started out praying and saving lives, okay? But we ended up talking game.
Absolutely. Were you trying to have an all-girls alliance there, or would you? I mean, why wasn't Donnie involved in this? Was it attempted a girls alliance, or what was it? Was there an attempt to branch out?
I came in the house wanting to start an all-girl alliance. Like, that's what I wanted.
Okay.
You know, I know Pal, Joey, was it Amber, were together or whatever, and then Pal quickly figured out that wasn't a go. And Joey and I literally went in the bathroom stall and discussed, like, us being together. And I was like, Joey, I don't know. At this point, I thought we were going to work together, and I thought this was going to work out. But you brought in all these girls, and that's not going to flow, you know? Yeah. And so we at that point, I'm like, okay, I don't know. Donnie and I just started having conversations, trying to feel each other out to see if we could trust each other. Okay. Like, once we realized we could trust each other, that's when we started saying, okay, you know what, we're going to have to work together. And that was like day 18, literally. Him and I always talk about that, day 18. But he didn't really trust, who was it? I think it was Brittany. And he was like, just be careful what you say to her, you know, and because she was close to Derrick. So we knew we had to be careful with everything because he and I were talking about, you know, Derrick, he's good. Yeah.
I want to talk about.
That's the scary thing. Like, when you for Derrick's name, when you start talking about Derrick, that's when people start going home. You know. Yeah. That's what it kind of seems like.
Right back to Donnie for a second. No, the kiss to death absolutely would be to talk about Derrick because everybody would tell him. With Donnie, and you said it took a while to build trust with Donnie. Okay, from the outside looking in, it seems like Donnie and you would be natural allies. You know, you seemed like you'd have a lot in common. You were on the out. Was there a lack of trust for him initially, or because it's Big Brother, you were just trying to build trust? I basically want to know if the line in the sand that Devin drew when he started when everybody started to make all these like assumptions about what Donnie could really be, did you buy into any of that, which caused you to have a little concern about trusting him?
I didn't buy into that. Donnie was just a little mysterious, so I was trying to get to know him, and he knew that. You know, we both talked about that together, how we were just really trying to see who are you really, and he was trying to see who I was, and once we realized it, that's when we decided that, you know, we could pretty much work together. The whole Devin thing, I even was working with Devin and Brittany, so, and people don't know that either, you know. But,
yeah, it sounds like you were actually in a lot of attempted alliances to do some stuff. How many alliances did you try to form, and how many alliances were you pulled into during your time in the house?
Derrick said that it was me, him, and Donnie and that was like the old folks alliance. And and then Donnie, he was like, you and Donnie still don't trust me. I've had your back since day one. You know, blah, blah, blah. And Donnie and I just wanted him to basically think, just not give him a lot, but just a little, you know. So that was that. And then the whole all-girl alliance. And then there was Devin and Brittany saying, we have to work together. And I was like, Devin's on a sinking ship. And I don't think I want to sink there. But even though people knew that I didn't, they still were like, okay, well, we'll put Jocasta up because she's working with Devin. Which I was like, what? You know, but it was true.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Also, there was me, Brittany, and Amber. And you know what? Like, Amber, I knew she was I wasn't going to vote Donnie out. I had to vote because Brittany was still in with Derrick like this. She just would go and tell him everything. And I thought that, and I love Brittany, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I knew she was telling Derrick stuff because he had her trust. Okay. So you had to be really careful about that. But when Brittany and I and Devin, she's like, I think we really need to keep Devin, Jocasta. And I was like, I don't know how that's going to work, you know? Yeah. And we talked about that, yeah. And then I was like, well, let's flip the house as far as Caleb, Cody, and Amber goes. So that's where that went when I started pretty much letting Caleb know about Cody existing. And Zach peeped it, but he literally wasn't really saying anything. And I would do stuff like, oh, Cody, Amber wants to hug you over here. So Amber would go over to the side and hug Cody. And I would do stuff like that because I knew, okay, if I could get Caleb mad at Cody and then all of that will start trickling down and put a little upset. It'll take it off of me, Donnie, and, you know, possibly Britt. So Brittany and I and Devin talked about that, and I was like, I got to think of something else to do, and that's what I went downstairs and did immediately like that.
Okay. Look at you trying to shake things up.
Dang.
I like that.
But everybody thinks I was just floating through. Yeah. They think I was on a boat, floating. No, I was rowing.
Well, you were rowing, baby. That's right. Hey, while we're talking about your alliances, we said that on one of our earlier podcasts. Your alliance with Jesus was one of the strongest, most powerful alliances in the house because when you won the Battle of the Block, when you went out on the first move with Brittany, I think it was, and we were like, that's a little haven't sent. And then you can't play in the veto. Donnie wins the veto, brings it to you. I was like, oh my God. I was like, this woman is honestly in an alliance with Jesus, and it's the best alliance in the house right now. So that was good. That was real good.
Let me say something about this because I know somebody tweeted or Instagrammed or something. They were saying, oh, Amber won it for you guys. Jocasta didn't win nothing. And literally, I crossed the board, came back, got stuck. Yes, I got out the game. But the entire time, see, I haven't watched, and I said I was going to watch that episode. The entire time, Amber was turning around saying, which way do I go next? And literally, I was saying, you take this move, this move, this move. When I got out of the game, I was able to see the board. At first, I was nervous because I got out, and I said, oh, my gosh, Amber, no. I can see it clear here. I can see the board better that way. So when she was standing there, and I don't know how how the show was because I haven't watched it, but I got that from somebody saying she didn't even win that, and that is so not true. There was teamwork there. She didn't just cross around the board by her lonesome. No.
Yeah.
And at the top of the game, we all, Victoria, Brittany, myself, Amber, we were like, we don't want to play this, and we had to like laugh that off and get up there and do what we're supposed to do is play nice move. And literally the best move was when I was removed off of that freaking board. out on the side to be able to see. And then one move when I couldn't, I was like, oh crap, Cody, wait a minute. And then I was like, oh yeah. She could. I was like, so you got to move here too. You got to move here. Yes. So then she would stand there and go, okay, which way am I going now? Which way am I going now? And it was a team effort. It was not a one-man show. So I don't know whoever tweet that, Instagram that, but write that down. Take a picture of it. I might want to even send an email. Catch that.
Did you
but you get it.
I'm kind of curious. Did you ever use your emotions in the house to like kind of garner favor with the other house guests?
I did it with Frankie.
Okay.
Yeah. Explain.
Because they kept thinking that I cried when I was sick. I cried when I lost the HOH because I was just, my nerves were bad. And probably one more time. But that actually, I really literally cried. But when I was with Frankie, no. I literally, no. I was like, okay, people think, they keep saying, I mean, you could just take it like a champ. Like, you get nominated, and you're just like, and I'm like, yeah, because I'm numb to the nominations. So I literally went upstairs to the HOH room, and I was like, I can't believe this is happening. And I did a little bit of crying, and
that's awesome.
And I was just like, whatever, you know.
No, I love it. I love it. That's great. Oh, absolutely. I don't know. I just love different aspects of like people's games, trying to like just play emotions, do anything you can to like get further. I don't know. I love it. Good job. I like that ring thing that you said that you were gonna bring in a ring. That like I'm still thinking about how awesome that is. That is so awesome.
Yeah.
So smart.
Like, who the heck am I gonna? I was like, oh, I don't know who to do this with right now because these people are cray.
But you were planning for the future. Like, you obviously are a gamer. Like, you know what you're doing. Like, obviously you know enough about the game to like plan something like that. Like on the off chance. Like, and all the people that say, oh, she didn't do anything. It's like you were playing a different game than they want you to play. You know, like sorry you don't get the game. Sorry you're ignorant to my game. But it's like you played a game. You played your game.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Everybody plays Big Brother differently. You know, I mean, because you'll hear Dr. Will talk about it. I mean, everybody plays the game differently. You know, and there's literally no necessary right or wrong way. If you not having to do nothing, not one thing the entire time, and that is helpful, hell, ride that on out and make that helpful.
Yep, absolutely.
You're gonna do what you have to do. So, I mean, people don't understand. Big Brother, there's no manual that we go read and go, okay, play it.
Yeah. This is how to win.
It's not like that, you know? When you get it.
No. And that's the beauty of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you get in the house and you can assess everybody and assess your situation and the twists, then you strategize. That's the truth.
Yep.
That's literally the truth.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. And Jocasta, I can say that probably the hardest thing in the house is when you're on the outs and you've got the information, but you don't know how to play that information. You don't know how to handle what you know, who you talk to, who you don't talk to, what you say to who, and how to spin it your way. And that's an extremely difficult thing to do because a lot of times, like you said, if you don't have to do anything, you don't do anything. You stay safe week to week, and you try to find out who I need to take what information I know to, how to compare notes. And that's where it's like, you know, what you're talking about with Donnie. Y'all could have trusted each other, and it's just like you don't know who to share information with, who to talk to, and it's tough. It is tough. You had a game that, honestly, like you said, if you'd have tried to switch gears halfway through and come out being Jocasta and being all, opinionated and fun and loud, that could have just sank your ship so quickly because, the thing is to do is if you're being thought of in the house as a non-threat, and all the best thing to do is to maintain that appearance until you get a chance to be that threat. And it obviously seems like that's what you were trying to do. I'd like to ask you this question. Was there a particular lie? Was there one lie in the house that you wish you did not believe that puts you in bad shape in the game?
One lie that put me in bad shape.
Maybe a lie like whether it be Derrick told you or Cody told you or Christine or whoever. Was there one particular lie that either made you stop building a relationship, prevent building a relationship? I mean, is there anything like that you can think of?
I never trusted. No, you know what? When Amber came to me and she was like, "Look, Frankie wants Zach out the house," and this was the week Amber went home, and literally Frankie told that lie to Amber, from my understanding, that he wanted Zach out, which I really still thought that he did. I would have to watch the show. But Amber comes and she's like, "You're safe. Zach's going home, you know, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool, you know." And but I didn't believe it, because I was like, but I can't tell her because she's going to go back to her bestie and tell him, which is Frankie. Yeah. So I was like, okay. And then literally when she left the room, I was like, I don't believe that. You know, so I'm like, it is what it is. And then she picking her up and sending her home. Okay. So I literally should have told Zach, "Hey, did you know that Frankie wants you gone?" Because then it definitely would have flipped the house.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Was there a particular time in the house where you felt like that you were such in the minority, you know, you and Donnie and, you know, Hayden and Nicole? I mean, like I said, y'all were aware of the bomb squad. Was it, and it appears this way from the show to me. I might be wrong, but it seems like that there was just a general consensus of there's a huge alliance rolling in this house, and there's nothing we can do about it. Did you feel that way? What was your plan to try to fracture that alliance to get in, or whatever? Because it does appear that it was just like this monster alliance in the house that was almost unstoppable.
Yeah. And Donnie and I talked about that. We were just like, you know, what can we do with it? Because it's 8 of them. It is huge, and we were just like, okay, we're probably gonna. He said it's not gonna last too long. They're gonna upset each other. Somebody's gonna do something out of the ordinary, and they're gonna start sending each other out. And we were like, we really, literally might need to sit back and watch that happen, and just keep cool and quiet. And that's what we actually did, because it was too big. And then that's when, you know, they were pissed off at Zach, and they threw him up on the block next to Powell. So that's kind of like how it started, like going downhill, and how Devin, he met his demise.
Okay.
No. Okay.
I'm kind of like curious about your jury house experience. You know, we got to see a little bit of like when Christine entered the jury, and the mood was kind of weird. Well, can you talk about like what the mood is? What was in the jury house? Anything about the jury house that sticks out?
Definitely, you know, when Hayden arrived, I was so excited. Zach Attack, I named Zach Attack, and Zach named me Mama J, so, you know, that's the way.
Okay, excellent.
Donnie came, it's like, "What's up, Donnie?" Nicole came, went back out, and when Christine came, I don't know, it just, I mean, because I know she absolutely hates me, you know, so that's fine. And her and I had that discussion, because I don't really care. Maybe people think that I care when people hate me. I make my haters my motivators. Moving on. So, literally, before she was walking out, Donnie was picking at the way she laughed.
Mm-hmm.
So he was going, like that. So that's where the awkwardness came, because she walked out and Donnie's going, and then we're like,
oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, you know what? We could do pretty much without it, because she's just been so Chris mean. Unfortunately.
Okay. Have y'all, like, I understand that now that the game is over, have y'all been able to put some stuff behind you and try to build a relationship out of just a common shared experience at all? Or are you just not ready for that?
With who?
Christine.
With who?
Christine. With Christine. You said that y'all had to talk about how you hated each other. Now that the game's over,
McCrae, you hear those creatures.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a rule to keep talking.
Give it time. Give it time.
Exactly.
Give it time.
You give it time.
You got, yeah.
Okay. Hey,
1 year.
I like being funny. I like joking around. I'm just joking.
Okay. All right. Hey, I want to ask you. Since we're kind of treading off in the jury a little bit. I've got a fan question from Kelbot at Kelbot Tweets on Twitter. She wants to know basically, we covered this a little bit, but more specifically, like, if you had not been evicted, what would your plan have been to get to the final two? What avenues are you going to try to go after? What alliances?
Evicted, I would have had to. Unfortunately, I love Derrick to death. But I would have had to been like, y'all realize he hadn't been up on the podcast, right?
Yeah.
And it would have been going in for that because literally, like I said, 2 weeks in, I knew the deal. So going back in, I would have had to be crushing it. Like, literally.
Mm-hmm.
I would have. It would have been no other way. No other way whatsoever.
You definitely, I think, would have had to win at least 2 competitions to get any kind of footing or traction to make anything happen. Did you say anything when you had to come back and compete to come back in the house? Yeah. Once it was over, did you say anything out loud to anybody? Did you try to spoil anybody's game, call anybody out, or how did that go?
I'm guessing that the producers must have like sequestered you guys immediately.
Well,
I didn't hear you.
When you, after the, what's become known as the buyback or whatever, when the jury members competed to come back into the house, after that was over, did you want to, like, shout anybody out? Since you knew you weren't coming back in, did you want to use that opportunity to call anybody's game out, like Derrick's? Or did you kind of whisk away pretty quick? What was that like?
Yeah, like, it was pretty quick, Okay. Was not much that could be said or done. You could only, like I told Donnie, and it was pretty much, I don't know if they show that, but like that.
Okay, it was like, I don't know if you watched the episode yet, but there's not a whole lot seen after Nicole wins.
I can't hear you.
Can you not hear me? Can you hear me now? After Nicole won, they showed y'all. You give her a welcome back to the house, Smooch.
You're frozen.
Yeah, it's breaking up. It's all breaking up. We're like some sort of lag, like beams from the sun are breaking up our internet connection here. Is everyone? Yeah, solar storm. Jocasta, are you there?
Frozen? Yeah.
No, I can see you, Spencer. Can you see Spencer? Are we all back on track?
I see you, McCrae. Spencer is frozen.
Can you hear me, Jocasta? Can you hear me?
Can you hear Spencer, Jocasta?
Spencer, say something. Are you saying something?
Hey, Jocasta, can you hear me?
Yeah, he's saying stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Do I need to fall out and come back in?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on right now.
I think if I fall out, I'm a moderator. Jocasta, you can't hear me at all?
No,
I can hear you now.
Okay. Well, while you can hear me now, let's just finish. We'll try to wrap stuff up in case we're going to have some internet issues. We're getting pretty close to the end. I would like to I'd like to ask you. Basically, let's get into jury. What were the jury house's discussions about the people left in the house? Who was? It seems like everybody realized what Derrick was doing after they were evicted. And what were you trying to do in the jury? Were you trying to sway people to vote away from Derrick, or were you, what was your role in the jury house as far as when these discussions were going on?
Pretty much, we knew at what point, because we were mostly the jury was going for Caleb.
Okay.
Really?
So,
that's interesting. That's interesting.
I mean, we started talking about Caleb, and then round table we saw Caleb, but literally we were like, okay, Caleb is good, Derrick is good. Definitely. I mean, I'm sorry, Victoria, but we were really focused on, Caleb, Derrick, and Cody, pretty much.
You think that Caleb could have beat Derrick in the final two?
Do I think he would have taken Derrick?
Yeah. Do you think he would have beat Derrick if it was Beast Mode Cowboy and Derrick in the final two? Do you think he would have won?
I don't know about that.
Okay. No, fair enough. It's just an interesting.
I don't know because that's a huge speculation. Like
No, absolutely.
I was team Caleb.
Okay.
Because I was like, dang, Frankie, he just he booted you. I'm just team Caleb. That was amazing for me.
Okay.
Because I'm like him and Frankie are like this, literally like this. And then he just booted Frankie?
Yeah.
Come on now.
No, big move. No, absolutely.
Absolutely. That's
yeah. No, 100%. No, we talked on our podcast about Caleb's game, and we felt like it could be a winning game depending how the jury perceived him. But I'm glad to hear you say that the jury was focused on Caleb until they saw him to a point.
Yeah.
Because I think his game needs that kind of attention. Let's talk about. Okay, I've got a question. We're going to start talking about your jury vote, okay? I want to ask this question. This is from Twitter. This is @EMTWatt. And he wants to know, did Cody ever help your game? And if so, explain.
And that's because they want to know why I voted for Cody.
Well, we'll roll into that, but just specifically, did Cody ever do anything to help your game?
Literally, Cody and I started trying to build this trust with Cody so that I could keep Cody's vote.
Okay.
I was thinking, and I told Cody, he was like, you still don't really trust me, Mama J? And I was like, no, I want him to trust me. Not necessarily me trust you.
Yeah.
I needed him to trust me. And I think when he was HOH, we discussed that then. Before then, we started bonding then, and I was just like, you know what? Okay, if I can just stay in his heart, then he'll feel bad if he has to vote me out.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So literally, that's what I was doing. And I told him, I know you're flirtatious, and your social game is just flirting, but it's not going to roll right with me because he's not. So we have to have a little bit more than just you trying to do that because that's not going to happen. So he knew that, So Cody and I, yes, we had many conversations. Me, him, Zach, Britt, Brat, Pal stayed up all freaking night one night, just having discussions at best about the game. Just trying to figure out, where they are. They were trying to figure out what's going on in my head. So, yes, like strongly, Cody and I, definitely, hands down, I would have stuck it out just because of Cody.
Like, one thing you're saying, Jocasta, that I think is very important to highlight. You've mentioned it several times, but as far as your gameplay, it's an excellent and a strategy to try to emotionally get under people's skin to where they just can't imagine sending Mama J home. And because you are on the outs, that would give you enough leverage for people to develop other targets. And that trying to put your emotional hooks into people is very effective. It can play out very well in the game. And as somebody that was going in not wanting to lie, all these kind of things, you had to play a strong social game because you weren't in these major alliances. And the only thing you can really do is like I said, you got to make them feel bad for you. If that's what it takes, you got to make them feel like, golly, I can't put her on the block. I can't send her home. That's Mama J. And that is, as part of your strategy, I mean, you need to highlight that, because is a working strategy, making people not want to hurt your feelings is major. Seriously, it really is.
Because I had to flip it, and I said this to the press, that I had to be this nurturing person. I may not have wanted to play in your freaking hair or let you lay on my lap or hold you or, you know, wipe your tears. I might did not want to do that, but I knew that I had to do that because I had nothing else to do. These are things that I would have done with my family, you know, outside of the house. And I am a nurturer just by nature. But I didn't want to come in this house with people I absolutely don't know and do this with. But I had to use that because that was the only thing that kept me that long and put me in jury, was to do that. You know, I don't want to get rid of Mama J. So I needed that, and that had to be my thing. And like Donnie was like, well, I'm seeing you and you're working on their hearts, and I mean, you're going to have to stick with that. And I was like, yeah, I am. But Frankie started saying, you're a person who takes in information, but you won't give any. And I said, and?
I think your nickname Mama J basically came out of your social game, your very nurturing social game, and you know, it's really kind of interesting. It's really kind of interesting that's what you want to do, and it did get you far in the game. It got you a lot farther than a lot of people because you were playing on an angle, and like they love their Mama J, and to this day they still do. We'll talk to them, and they all love Mama J. So that's really kind of an interesting social strategy.
I literally love everybody. Like, that's genuine. That's genuine. You can't leave that house and not love those people that you were in there with. You know, you may have a better connection with some, but you're just not going to leave and just be like, okay, forget them all. You know? That's not,
it's a bond. It's absolutely it's a bond. And I do encourage you that as the weeks and months go on, you know, just try to stay in touch with these people, because like McCrae and I couldn't imagine McCrae not being in my life. You know, we're close, and we never would have met had it not been for Big Brother. And that's one of the amazing things about this show, is it puts you in contact with people you would have never met. Okay, let's put you on the jury, and like I know you've probably caught a lot of flack on Twitter about being like a bitter juror and that kind of stuff.
Wasn't bitter.
Like your vote is your vote. Go ahead. What'd you say?
I wasn't bitter. They think that though.
Okay. No, right on. And this is where I want you to explain it. I would like to ask you this question. Was your vote, was it for Cody or was it against Derrick?
My vote was just for Cody, because Cody, I had a conversation with him just about how, if, you know what, if Cody saw me at the final two, I would hope he would vote me. If I saw him, I would vote him. Okay. We're supposed to play Big Brother to the end until you cast your vote. Okay? It doesn't stop when you hit jury. You're supposed to play to the end. So loyalty went to the end. And that's it. Very simple.
Yeah.
Very simple.
Okay.
That's respectable.
No, absolutely. If that was the thing that you and Cody had, you honored it and took it to the end. I mean,
and that's the only reason his dad came up to me and was like, "You really, literally love my son. Thank you so much for what you did." Yeah. That's because of, he's like, okay, she kept her word.
Yeah. No. Okay. And that's fair enough. Would you like to comment any on the fake praying with Derrick? Do you still?
Oh, yeah, Donnie told me that Derrick wasn't really praying with me.
Okay, so that came from Donnie.
Huh?
So that came from Donnie, where you thought that Derrick was praying. Okay.
When Donnie came in the jury, he was like, you know, that was all a game or whatever. Derrick really wasn't praying with you, blah blah blah. So I was like, what? I said, I kind of figured, but I said it was cool because I was praying for Derrick, you know. And so what it meant was, I said fake praying got you this far, meaning even if he wasn't truly praying, I was. So prayer works. And if people took it out of context, I said fake praying got you this far because I knew Derrick was going to win. I knew everybody was going to vote for Derrick except for Donnie. I knew Donnie wasn't.
Yeah.
But and you know, I'm pretty sure he has his own reasons. I don't know what his reasons were. But I knew that I was like, okay, he might have said he wasn't really praying with me and stuff like that, and that's fine. He might have not really liked me. That's fine. But I'm like, I was literally praying for Tinley, praying for his wife. I was literally doing it, you know. And fake praying truly works because I was praying even if he wasn't, you know. And I just got that when Donnie came to the jury and he told me the whole story about it. And I was like, oh, okay, it's cool because I was praying. So it's fine. It's okay.
Do you know if it was ever revealed to Donnie that it was just social game on Derrick's part, or do you feel like that was some speculation? Because obviously you said Donnie was not going to vote for Derrick no matter what. Do you think that was part of of Donnie trying to poison the well, so to speak, back at the jury house?
I mean, he could have. I don't know.
Okay. No, and fair enough. Okay. So your vote for Cody was you maintaining your word that you made to him a long time ago. And Jocasta, in all honesty, McCrae and I on our podcast, we thought that Cody played a winning game, potentially, depending on how the jury felt about things. Cody played a good game. You voted for a great Big Brother player. 100%.
Absolutely.
So
the only mistake he made is he should have took Victoria. He would have won.
Yes. So, yes.
You know, and that's it. But I think who was
and that was his own loyalty also kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
That was his own
loyalties. Yeah, he stayed loyal.
Yeah, exactly.
So definitely.
That's another reason to be like, man, good
like,
for you. You stayed loyal.
He did. He stayed loyal.
Reward loyalty.
Either one of them winning was good. Derrick and Cody did a wonderful job. They played a great game. Derrick, awesome player. Cody, great player. I mean, you know, if I had a hat on, I'd tip my hat to him, but I told my bow tie something. So I think they did a great job. You know, both of them.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
And I think the person who won was the person who was supposed to win.
Okay. That's fair enough. Right. I agree. What was the most surprising thing for you to find out from the show? I mean, was it the Ariana? Was it Derrick being undercover cop? Was it something you found out that people told you? What was the most shocking or surprising thing that happened with your experience on the road?
Like America's players, that was the most shocking.
Okay. Do you think that if the jury had known Derrick had already won like whatever $25,000, do you think that would have influenced more people to vote for Cody?
Dang, you know what? It's a possibility. It's a possibility.
That's one thing that we were wondering.
They throw money around a lot.
What's that?
Know?
Money, yeah.
They throw money around a lot about, like Christine kept telling everybody I was rich. I'm really trying to see what that is. Can somebody send me some money so I can pretend to be rich right now?
Bow ties aren't cheap, Jocasta.
Huh?
I said bow ties aren't cheap.
Whatever, if you make them. So literally, yeah, I make my bow ties. So everybody, you will be able to get some. My line will be coming out, hopefully top of the year. Yay!
Is that right? Good for you.
Like Jocasta, what would you take away from like your whole experience in the house? Like your whole experience wrapped up. What would you take away? Follow-up question. What's next for Jocasta?
Next for Jocasta. Next for me is my bow ties. I wrote a couple of more books, but I'm going to resell my first book that I wrote, and now I'm trying to get my 2 books published. Okay. Definitely. So it'll be good for people who like devotionals. I have a 365-day devotional, and I just have a book about my life, and then I have the book that I previously had out called Transformation, and hopefully you'll get that, I hope, in like a couple of weeks. That'll be out.
That'd be awesome.
Do you have a copy of your book there that you could go grab and hold up, the one that you have available to?
Do I? Watch is not here. Literally.
If it's not there, if you have to get up,
magazine that I was in, go,
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. You made it.
I cannot believe I have a book right here. I don't want to yell for me to give me a book, but
if you can't find it,
I might have to yell for somebody to give me one.
You can text message me the information. I'll put that in the comments on the YouTube videos so that people can track that down, that devotional. So let's. Do you have a favorite bow tie?
I do. My favorite bow tie is. It's kind of. I'll show you a piece of fabric of it. Let me see. Because I have a lot of swatches.
Okay.
Like right beside my chair. At least I thought I had a lot of swatches. This is the bow ties book. I gave Julie one that was like this.
Okay.
Nice.
Very cool. Like, can you explain a little bit about your bow tie wearing? I know that it is a symbolism of like almost like a change and everything in your life. As we wrap up, just would you step off into that a little bit so that people out there maybe get a little inspiration and understand your bow ties?
So I love butterflies and bow ties, and it really comes from Romans 12:2. I'm trying just don't become, conformed of this world and just become transformed. So me wearing bow ties, I like them. They make me seem very authoritative, very independent. However, sexy too, because I like that. You should own that. And a lot of people like, sexy? Yeah, minister. What? Okay, come on. You know what? You should feel good about yourself. You should want to look good, And that's me. But my bow ties make me feel very strong, very authoritative, yet a little sassy, a little sexy, chic, And I don't normally wear them. I saw somebody tweet out she doesn't even know that she shouldn't wear them with tank tops or something. And I don't usually wear them with tank tops. But hello, people, it's a television show. You have to wear the thing that you're told to do. Yeah. Usually I wear my bow ties with shirts, and they do look cute with dresses. I do that, but just to put on a bow tie with a tank top, no, I don't do that. But however, this is how you know me. This is what I have to keep to, But I adore bow ties. I love wearing them. But they make me a little bit sassy, They make me feel, just...
Well, anytime you can do this to somebody, that does make you look sassy. I'll tell you that. Well, okay. Jocasta, well, why don't you tell us, like McCrae said, what's next for you? I know you've got a thing tonight. Why don't you tell everybody where you're going to be tonight, what you're going to be doing? Share your Instagram and Twitter handles, and we'll kind of start shutting this down.
Okay, so... Tonight I'll be at the family reunion not family reunion, they're calling it a Ray union, for Ray Charles, and all of his children will be there performing, and other great R&B performers, country, I think Christian, maybe Christian rock, things like that, and it'll be at 3116 Main Street in downtown Duluth, Georgia. That's 3116 Main Street, downtown Duluth, Georgia, and it starts at 5, but I'm not going to be there at 5, of course, because I don't have to be there until 7. However, I will be there. I will be in the building. And it's supposed to be just like so much fun. Ray Charles even has a stamp. He had a stamp, I think it was last year, September 24th is when his stamp came out. But Ray Charles was just an awesome musician, if you think about it. So I'm honored to be there, to be with his daughter Sheila, because she's going to perform. I met her earlier this year somewhere. She probably doesn't remember me, but she knows me now. So that'll be cool.
Awesome. And, that sounds like fun. Yeah.
I know, right? I'm excited. I'm really excited about that.
Excellent.
And I'll be in Vegas next month, and I don't have final dates for that, but I'll give it to everybody, because I have to do like a fashion week or something like that.
Cool.
There in Vegas, and then I'm going there to, I forgot the name of the comic store, but I'll have it for everybody. before November hits, definitely. And once everybody.
So everyone watch Jocasta's Twitter. Yeah, watch your Twitter. What's your Twitter handle?
My Twitter is at Jocasta O. So JOCASTAO. And then my Instagram is Jocasta_Odom.
Okay. Do you have a P.O. box?
So everyone follow her there.
Yeah, do you have a P.O. box?
Oh, what's your website?
Or email box. My P.O. box is 1565 Hampton, Georgia, 30228. And you can, if you know anybody or anybody out there you want to book me, it's just jocastabookings@gmail.com. jocastabookings@gmail.com.
And what's your website?
acircleforme.org, and it's for women. I have a women's organization with a little bit over 100 women. So if you're looking for a spot to just hang and let your hair down and have a good time, I usually do it quarterly, and we'll get it back cracking about next month, and you can come hang out. We'll have the best time ever. And I'll let everybody know when I'm doing my book signings and everything. But I've had that organization since 2002.
Good for you. Good for you. Great.
Awesome.
Great.
That's really awesome, man.
We really, really appreciate your time and being here and giving us these answers for us. And it's been so good talking to you. And thank you for that. I appreciate you making time for us. So.
Hey, no problem. Thank you, guys. I love you both.
Love you too, girl. Thank you so much for being
here. Love you too.
Fun and entertaining season. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. And we'll be back. We'll have interviews with Christine coming up later today. Which is October the 3rd, and we got Donnie tomorrow, October the 4th. So we'll be looking for that stuff. All right, everybody, talk to you later. Thanks.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.